Welcome to episode 17 of the GolfCast, and I am with somebody who works in the golf industry, but it's a little different. Most of the people who listen to the GolfCast are looking to be head golf professionals or work in that part of the industry. But the golf industry is so vast. There's so many different areas that you can work in. And today I am with somebody who works on the Beverage Cart here at Nemacolin Woodlands Resort, and I've gotten to know her quite well over the past close to a year. And her name is Nicole Snyder. She is not looking to continue her career in the golf industry. She's actually going for criminal justice. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. And that is something that is just well commended. So how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. So how did you get started with, like, golf? Like, you said you played early. Like, before you said you actually has played golf before.
Yeah, when I was younger, we used to have a golf course open. It was named the Links. I would come up maybe once or twice a month with my dad when he'd want to come out and play, and I'd play a couple holes with him, and just to try it out.
That's awesome. Now, did you enjoy it? Did you say, "Oh, I'm going to play this often"?
I did, but I wasn't any good at it, so I become frustrated easily with it, though, as well.
It's a lot of people.
Because I didn't, I never got any lessons before. My dad was kind of just like, this is how you hit the ball. This is what you do. But that was the extent of it.
Now, you said you came out to the resort and played the Links golf course.
Yes.
Now, I never got to play that golf course, but what was that like?
It was nice. It's actually, Shepherd's Rock reminds me a lot of it. There's some holes that I still see old Links on. So, it wasn't cart path like Mystic is, but it was still a really nice course. A lot of our members were on that course.
That's awesome. Now, how long have you been working here at Nemacolin?
5 years.
5 years, really?
5 years, yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize that. I thought you were working here for like 2 or 3.
No, I've been here for 5.
Wow. Now, what was it like when you first started?
When I first started, I was actually a banquet server up here. But
Really?
I was kind of like looking for something different, and I thought the Bev carts would be fun. I tried it out, and I loved it. I liked doing it. It was fun. Being outside's fun, not being inside all the time, especially during the summertime when it's really nice.
Yeah.
So that was nice. That was a plus.
That's awesome. Now, you actually went to Cal U. Wonderful school. Wonderful school. You went to Cal for criminal justice. Why did you decide to choose that career?
I've always been one to like investigate and put puzzles together. There's just excitement in that for me. And I've been a big fan of dogs my whole life, so my career goal is to work with dogs.
Okay.
And to be able to investigate and have a dog as your partner, I think is just one of the greatest things ever. And that's what I plan on doing.
Now, you're also you're hoping to go to Washington, D.C.
Yes.
to do this. I couldn't imagine trying to do that. Like, that seems like such a hard job to do.
I think it's like an adrenaline rush almost, kind of. When I was in class and you'd sit there and just try to figure some stuff out, investigating crime scenes and putting puzzles together and trying to figure out who did it, why they did it, and all that stuff. That just makes me so excited to try and do.
That sounds awesome. Like, figuring it out. Like, I don't know if it's actually in real life. Like, I watch the cop TV shows, but it just doesn't seem like that's real life. Is that real life?
Not in the aspect of it takes more than an hour to figure out a crime.
Yeah.
It takes, days, weeks, even months, years sometimes. There's some crimes that they say go unsolved, and then, 20 years later something pops up. So, unless the case is completely closed, but even then they can reopen it and try to, depending on the evidence that they have. If they don't leave as much evidence, it's going to be harder for them to figure out.
Why did you want to, where did at what point in your life did you think that, at what point in your life did you know this is where I want to be? Like, I want to be in criminal justice. Did you figure that early on as a child, or was that more like before you got to college?
That was more of right before I got to college, because I originally wanted to go for nursing.
Okay.
Up until the 10th grade, I went on a college visit and actually passed out at a fake arm drawing fake blood. So I was like, this is fake. Guess this is not for me. And then I started getting into, kind of computer forensic-y stuff. I started watching more, like, Criminal Minds and all that stuff, watching the them build like a behavior profile and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I figured, this is something I could see myself doing. So that's kind of how I picked it. I started off at a community college just getting my general requirements out of the way.
That's a smart way to start.
So my first year I did not have any criminal justice credits whatsoever because I was trying to more figure out if this is something that I really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't actually make the decision until my second year of college, and I started taking criminal justice classes.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was smart of me going to community college, getting my gen eds out of the way, and trying to figure out if that's something I really wanted to do.
Okay. Now, back to the golf side of things. Why did you want to work here at Nemacolin? 5 years ago, was it just a job that opened up that you saw online, or was it like, this seems pretty cool, I want to do this?
It seemed pretty cool. Coming from a small town, there's not very much around us.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, coming up here, it'll expose me to more people. I was really shy growing up, so I figured it would help me with my communication skills as well.
Yeah.
So that was one of the main reasons.
Okay. Now, when you're on the beverage cart, you put in a lot of hours.
Definitely.
It's grueling. But what makes you keep going? What makes you say, you know what, I'm going to stay here in the golf side of things throughout the summer instead of just giving up? Like, there's a 200-person outing,
Mm-hmm.
and you're there, I would like to. I'd be.
Those are my favorite days,
this.
honestly. Every time
Really?
we have shotguns, those are my favorite days.
Well, those are also the days that you make more money, but.
I wouldn't say so much the money side. It's
really?
the people,
Okay.
If it's a slow day, you have your members come in.
Mm-hmm.
But when we have the outings, you're exposed to more people.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that side of it. And a lot of groups that we have come in are actually really fun. They're fun to have out there. They're great to talk to, easy to talk to. And it's just fun being able to meet new people.
Now, we've talked a lot before, and you said you've trained other workers for the beverage cart.
Yes.
What is your biggest piece of advice that you give them when you're training?
To stop when people are hitting the ball. Because it seems like a lot of people struggle with when somebody's hitting the ball, they just keep going.
Oh, okay.
So that's a big no-no out there, and that gets us in trouble. But honestly, to have fun out there as well, because it's a pretty laid-back job,
Mm-hmm.
and you're outside, and a lot of the people you meet, they're just out there to have fun.
That's
So I
awesome.
think that's the main thing, is just to have fun when you're out there.
Keep people happy, keep
Yeah.
people joyful.
Because then when you're having fun, it makes the day go by faster,
Oh,
makes
absolutely.
it more an enjoyable
Yeah.
work atmosphere.
Yeah. Now, I love this question. What is the craziest thing you've seen on the golf course, working on the golf course?
The craziest thing I've seen is somebody breaking his club over his knee and then throwing it into the pond.
Which pond was it? Was it here at the resort?
Yes, it was on Mystic number 2, that's a big pond.
That is now. Which one was it? Was it the left? Was it if you're on the tee box? Is it
It's
the one
to the
right?
left. It's
okay.
between 2 and 17.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
oh,
right there.
Boy. Oh.
I saw him do it, and he goes, "Let me see if you see my putter." And there it was, a little red grippy floating out of the water.
It was floating.
Well, it wasn't so much floating, but the red grip was sticking up out of the water.
Oh, okay. That's funny. That's crazy. What did you think when you saw that?
I was
I
like,
can't
dude,
believe that happened.
you just got through the first hole. You got 17 more to go without a putter.
No, that's crazy. Jeez, I would hate to break a club over my knee. I've had I pay golf equipment's not cheap.
Yeah,
So when you snap that, it's you got to replace that.
yeah.
That's just ridiculous. What is your favorite side? What is the what is the one thing that you really like about the beverage cart? Working on the cart, besides from the people. What is your favorite thing about it?
Being outside.
Being outside.
Yeah, it's fun to be outside, not cooped up, especially during this, because golf season's only spring and summer up here. So that's the best. Instead of being inside cooped up, you're outside, which is really nice.
So I'm going to go back to the criminal justice side. What is one piece of advice that you would give to somebody who's going into the criminal justice side?
You're definitely gonna have to want to be a cop or any part of the criminal justice field, because it is very stressful and it takes its toll. From the research that we have done, if you're not 100% for it, do not get into it.
So you have to be all in and super passionate about it,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. I think that's in any career, though. Like,
Yeah.
if you enjoy what you're doing, if you have a passion for what you're doing, do it. But if you,
Well, I think especially now, though, too, with how some things are with law enforcement not being everybody's favorite,
yeah,
you're not going to deal with the greatest people.
it's true. Yeah.
So you have to have patience. You have to be able to, talk to people with respect and all that stuff, because not everybody's going to listen to you.
Well, Nicole, I really appreciate you being on the GolfCast. Somebody different that we haven't seen before, or a different side of the industry. So I appreciate you for being on here, and thank you guys for listening. I'll see you next week.